Today is the most important day in Bitcoin history. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs were approved yesterday, but that is already history. Today, we're going to be talking about the future and how I believe that this very year will be the year that Bitcoin finally reaches $100,000. Today, we're going to go over the details of the 11 spot ETFs that were approved. We're going to look back on the last several bull markets and take a peek at how long it'll take for us to get back to all-time high. And then, looking into the future, we will ascertain when Bitcoin will be reaching $100,000, more than doubling where it's trading right now. By the end of this video, you're going to walk away with a much better understanding of where we are, where we're going, and why right now is an excellent time to be buying Bitcoin and altcoins. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. All right, Doc, I'm ready for my heart surgery. All right, man, I got you. Don't worry. I've been studying this for years on YouTube. Oh, great to hear, Doc. Thank God you've been studying for years. Wait, what? With CT2A, you can invest confidently and not instill abject terror in your family because you're investing without knowing what you're doing. For over 5 years, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy has been teaching over 5,000 students how to profitably invest in the cryptocurrency space through the art and science of technical analysis developed over 130 years ago by Edward Dow, the founder of the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Wall Street Journal. Absolutely everything that you see in this video can also be seen in the charts of Bitcoin. So to profitably invest in any market, you must understand how to read those charts. And the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is the place where you will learn everything that you need to know about technical analysis in the most trusted academy in crypto for learning TA. But let's set the stage. All 11 Bitcoin spot exchange traded funds have been approved in the United States, and this is just the beginning. On the news, Bitcoin managed to rally nearly $5,000 in the span of 24 hours up to a new yearly and bull market high of $49,000. And poor little Gary Gensler is throwing a temper tantrum. Seriously, like, go back, pause the video, read that. It's sad. But today, we're going to be talking about the impacts that the exchange traded funds have already had on the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. And then we're going to talk about the previous bull markets and use all of that data, all of that technical analysis to figure out when, where, how, and why Bitcoin will reach $100,000 this year in 2024. So to start, the present. Yesterday at 8 a.m., Bitcoin dropped all the way down to a local low of $44,300, and within just 25 hours, Bitcoin would go on to rally $4,800, up 11%. And with that rally, Bitcoin would bring about one of the largest rallies in altcoins that we have seen in many, many months, with Ethereum being up 7%, Solana being up 5%, XRP being up 6%, and many cryptocurrencies hitting bull run highs. But many are concerned about a recent drop on the Bitcoin price, which should not surprise any of us. Our initial prediction was that Bitcoin would initially rally to $50,000. We managed to rally to $49,000, so I'll call that a success within the margin of error. But this correction, unfortunately, is something that many people were not expecting, but it is not to be that surprising. Bitcoin has been rallying ever since a bottom at $25,000 just after the Grayscale victory, over 100%. Bitcoin has added $25,000 in value in the span of 4 short months. We have priced in the vast majority of what we were going to see from a Bitcoin approval because we had expected the ETF approval for so long. A corrective movement in the next few days to potentially even the few weeks, therefore, should not surprise us at all, because a little bit like December 26th, the day after Christmas, the funds already happened. There's now nothing massive to look forward to. We just live with the presence and the joy and the memories that we receive. And similarly, today marks the first day of trading for the ETFs. Every day from henceforth will likely not be as exciting as today is. This is the peak of the FOMO. That does not mean that we're not going to see exuberant bullishness. It does, however, mean that the FOMO that has driven this market has largely subsided. Now we will be moving into the FOMO of the halving, but we'll get to that in a little while. To further understand the future, though, we must study the past, because as we know, those who do not study the past are doomed to repeat it. But in this case, those who study the past will be prepared to reap it. There is no doubt on anyone's mind that we are now entering into a bull market. But to analyze that bull market successfully, we need to look at the beginning of the previous bull markets. In our last bull market, which began in 2020 following the pandemic and the relief that came economically following the pandemic, we saw Bitcoin rally up to a local high of $14,000. After Bitcoin broke that long-time resistance that had been set in June of 2019, Bitcoin would rally all the way to all-time high within 30 days, adding 43 43% in market capitalization. Similarly, on Bitcoin in 2016, moving into the 2016-17 bull market, after Bitcoin broke critical resistance at $750, Bitcoin would go on to rally back to all-time high in 20 short days, a 46% increase. Similarly, today, a equally significant level of resistance at $48,000 stands between us and an all-time high run, and when it is broken, we shall resume a rally back to all-time high, once again, a 40-some-odd% movement, and we will rally to all-time high within 30 to 60 days of that level being broken. That level is set on the 1st of April, seriously, 2022 at 48 grand. At some point in the next several weeks, Bitcoin will break $48,000, and I predict within 60 days we will have returned to all-time high based on our historical analysis. So with an understanding of the present, which obviously feels like a gift, and the past, which is history, today we move on to the future, which doesn't have to be such a mystery. When will Bitcoin reach $100,000, a coveted level backed by an absolutely unshakably interesting question that has been asked since I first joined the space in 2017. For the first time, I am happy to present to you an answer in the affirmative. I believe it will be this year. During the previous bull market in 2021, we created our most highly viewed video, which was titled around the fact that I did not believe Bitcoin would hit $100,000. I've never said this before, but this year, I believe that Bitcoin will attain a level of $100,000. But then we must move on to the question of how. With our understanding of the present and our historical analysis of the past intact, we understand that we're looking at a sell the news style event right now. Unlike most Climate of Crypto episodes, I'm recording this video the day that it is launching, which is why it might be a little bit late, because I had a feeling that we would have something topical that needed to be addressed. Bitcoin has dropped 7% in the 2 hours leading up to this recording. I'm currently speaking at 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that correction may well continue. Looking back on our historical analysis of 2016, you can see the first time that we hit this $781 level, Bitcoin dropped 40% over 50 days, and it took 6 months for Bitcoin to return to the same level. That level in our current market is $48,000. I'm not saying that we're going to correct for 6 months, but we have seen this happen before. Similarly, in the previous bull market, when we originally hit $14,000, we would go on to drop 72% over the span of 9 months before beginning the bull market. Again, I don't think the drop will be that deep, but it has happened before. And so in this market, we should not be very surprised at all if we at least need to correct back down to baseline despite the bullish news before we can continue a rally to the upside. At this point, contrary to what you may be hearing in many other avenues, I prescribe a drop of Bitcoin down to $43,000 before we begin a rally back to break above $50,000. In fact, it may take as long as the halving for Bitcoin to break $50,000. Our prediction has been conservatively that Bitcoin will hit $50,000, more aggressively that it could return to all-time high in Q1. Based on the early data that we have post-ETF launch and the sell the news event that we are witnessing, it's very possible that it'll be towards the end of Q1 or even the beginning to middle part of Q2 before we see an all-time high return. But I do believe it will occur within the next 6 months. To understand then when Bitcoin will go to $100,000, we must again look at the history. To reach the level of $100,000, Bitcoin must rally nearly 50% above the all-time high at 69,000. The good news is a rally 50% above all-time high during the last bull market took 15 short days, and the bull market prior took a relatively short 75 days. In short, historically, we have an understanding that normally, within 90 days of breaching all-time high, you will see the market rally 50% higher than the all-time high. So based on my prediction that we will see an all-time high run conservatively within the next 6 months, more than likely within the next 3, and the fact that the last 2 times in history that we saw an all-time high breach, within 90 days, we were 50% higher than the previous all-time high, I am predicting that August to October of this year, we will be seeing Bitcoin trading at $100,000. I place that prediction on my chart right here between the 1st of August and the 1st of November 2024 at $100,000, and everything that I can see leads me to the belief that we will be seeing that level reached at some point before the end of this year. I think it's needless to say that we're about to see a massive run on Bitcoin, and we are more than likely going to see Bitcoin double in price as a result of all of these ETFs and the halving, which we are about to see come into play. That will give us more, by the rumor, FOMO, like what we saw with the Bitcoin ETF. That will be coming up in just a few months, and we're also looking at rate cuts coming from the Federal Open Market Committee coming in just the next few meetings. 2024, for many reasons other than just the exchange-traded funds, will be an incredibly bullish year for Bitcoin. And I do believe that Bitcoin will be trading in the six figures for the first time in its history in its 15th year of existence in 2024. But how should you apply what you've learned in this video today? First and foremost, this is an excellent opportunity, in my opinion, to buy Bitcoin on a dip. We are seeing Bitcoin go through a corrective movement after a major piece of news. We might not see Bitcoin trade in the 40s again after we leave the 40s for a last time. Could we drop all the way down as low as $31,800, especially in the lead up to this massive run to 100K? Yes, absolutely. 31.8 would be my floor. Could we see lower levels than this? For sure. Are we ever going to see 25 again? I would bet just about anything that we won't. And is it a good idea to bet on a massive correction right now with the amount of bullishness going on? Not really. So if you're trying to take a Bitcoin position, you must make your own decisions for yourself. I'm not an investment advisor, but I would highly recommend considering it and weighing your options carefully because I believe there is a great opportunity to load up Bitcoin bags at levels that you may never see again. Number two, make sure to build yourself an altcoin portfolio. Many of your favorite altcoins are trading at 1/5 the level of their all-time high, and they may double their all-time high in this bull market. Many of your favorite altcoins in the top 40 to 50 will likely 5 to 10x from their current levels, even though they're up 10, 15, 20% in just the last 24 hours. The rallies that we're about to see in the cryptocurrency space on Bitcoin and altcoins alike are unlike anything that we have ever seen before. So make sure that you consider carefully whether you should be building a Bitcoin and altcoin portfolio right now, because I believe that it would be in your best interest. And third and finally, I want you to invest in your education so that you are prepared to make profitable, wise investment decisions, taking trades and understanding where the market's going to go, understanding when to enter your altcoin positions, when to enter your Bitcoin positions, when to exit your Bitcoin and altcoin positions by investing in your education with the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. In CT2A, we are going to teach you absolutely everything that you need to know to have a very strong foundation in technical analysis so you will know where to place your buys and where to place your sells, where to place your trades, where to take your profit, where to set your stop losses, where to find the resistance, where to see how strong the bulls are, where to see how strong the bears are. We will teach you how to read candlesticks. We will teach you how to read indicators. We will teach you how to master the art of technical analysis so that you can apply it unto wisdom and profit in your journeys here in crypto. We have taught over 5,000 students how to profitably invest in the cryptocurrency space. Many of them are now cryptocurrency millionaires, and you could be the next one if you are wise and invest in your education. At the end of the day, whether you invest in your financial education through CT2A or not, I heavily implore you to invest in financial education, invest in financial wisdom, and ensure that you're continuing to improve yourself and learn more every single day. Also, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It helps to support the channel out tremendously. And thank you guys so much for all of the support and feedback that you've given me over the last several months. The channel is absolutely exploding, and I am so excited to be right here in the thick of all of it with all of you guys. And I am really excited to see what some of you are going to do in this coming bull market if you apply your hearts unto wisdom. Have a happy bull market. Today marks day one, hour zero of the 2024 Bitcoin bull market, and I cannot wait to see how you guys are going to perform hereafter. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video.